the summer of 2009, I was summoned by the Queen to partake in an adventure. My objective? To climb Mount Filberg in Canada on Vancouver Island with 4 individuals that were Canadian. My goal was to get these Canadians to the top of this mountain, being the expedition leader that I am. By doing this, I was going to move from junior expedition member to senior expedition member. But as you will see by this documentary, we already began our trip with some complications.
Shall I tell you about the typical Quadra Island packing style?
Yeah.
The boys from Quadra arrive, shit in a bin, haven't packed yet.
No, let me see.
We're going to spend the first 45 minutes at the trailhead watching Rory and John pack. That's it. See that? Throw it in a bin and you say you're ready for a trip? I don't think so. We were debating how much to take. That's for 5, right?
Yeah.
We got about that much, just a bit more.
Oh yeah.
Wait, he said we have a bit more than that. We have 1,000, you have 900. And I said, I'm not a mathematician, but is that 100 more? I think that's 100 more.
That's a 10% difference.
This great expedition would commence at the trailhead of Filberg and Staticona Park. It was quite obvious from the onset that I'd be climbing with a bunch of Canadian amateurs, but there was also one other problem. My porters failed to arrive.
I noticed our climbing party here. We've got our party, but where are our Sherpas? Are they running late? Because I need my porter to carry my bag. Because I don't carry my own bag. I am a sire.
I think you should stand here and wait for the porter.
we wait long enough. We wait long enough.
We were poised and ready to attack the mountain, but right from the onset it was apparent that this was going to be a difficult task.
My God, it's been an excruciating climb to this point. It's been an absolutely antagonizing pace, and I don't know how I'm going to deal with it for the rest of the journey up the mountain. I'm just trying to get through this first 100 meters, well, maybe 10, but it's just killing me at this point. I can't find my Sherpas, I'm losing the ability to speak. Oh, and I need to have a cup of tea. I hope tea time. It's tea time soon! God damn it.
I was upset by the fact that my porters had failed to arrive, but I was immediately rewarded by some beautiful Canadian views.
Well, I've been forced to carry my own bag because the Sherpas did not attend the parking lot on time. I'm not very pleased with this. But one of the positive aspects of this whole hike is coming to Niagara Falls here in BC. It's absolutely stunning. I noticed that the gentlemen that I'm climbing with in this expedition to the top of Mount Filbert are engaged in some sort of preparation. It looks like Davey is using some sort of archaic instrument called a GSP or something like that to type in some sort of location. Dave, what are you working on there? Listen, Don, one of the things you have to do is be a little more open during this trip. You're going to have to open up a bit. We're not going to have a very good trip unless you start talking a bit more. Because what sort of expedition documentary am I going to have if you're not talking? It'll be like me filming trees or paint drying or something like that. Quit text messaging your wife and talk to me for the love of bloody God.
Once the Canadian and I sorted out our communication issues, we commenced our ascent up the mountain leading into the Alpine. Well, I made the mistake of allowing one of the Canadians to lead the way. Not much of a pathfinder. We couldn't find one path. All we did was bushwhack for hours into the Alpine.
You're breathing hard.
I'm giving you a dispatch from approximately 2,006. No, it's something like 20,000 meters above the sea. The most annoying part of this all is I'm still waiting for my Sherpa, and I've yet to see my porters.
As we continued our ascent into the Alpine, it was quite apparent to me that perhaps I'd chosen the wrong navigational expert for our expedition. I was beginning to become quite concerned that we may not make camp before nightfall, or perhaps even the summit.
Just to the GPS so we can hit it on
The honest truth is we had no fucking idea where we were.
We're somewhere around here. We've made about 200 meters, and I'm ready to turn back and look for my Sherpas once again. I've been stung 4 times now by bees of this Squire Valley.
Eventually, we continued our ascent into the Alpine, During the climb, our party was separated into two groups. With me was Dave Donald, the technical expert. He was utilizing his GSP to try to navigate us into the Alpine. Well, we were having some difficulties finding our location on the map with the GSP, but that wasn't our only problem. The pests were the other.
I was stung for not the 5th time, but the 6th time now. So I'm not having what you'd call in America or Canada or the North Americans as good luck, especially with bees flying around me now.
After hours of bushwhacking without any trails nor porters at that matter, we finally broke into the Alpine territory. We immediately commenced our search for water since we'd been climbing for hours without any.
Well, dispatch from the tree line. We have now come into Alpine territory, extremely parched and dehydrated, because I guess I felt a liter and a bit of water was going to last me 6 hours. How foolish of me. Of some nature on the side of the mountain. You notice the bugs flying around it. It's got a beautiful tinge of giardia and beaver fever. But of course, we're pumping it and drinking it because we're very thirsty.
The very handy dandy pump.
They've done the same thing. Although I kept wearing those out from the side.
Half liter.
Very nice.
You could have a lot of footage of this.
I was wearing Vasks.
Once we were completed replenishing our water supply, we continued our climb into the Alpine towards Mount Filbert. The Canadians led me into a descent route that would take us to camp. Well, once in position, one of the Canadians, Rory, our logistic manager, pointed out our descent route down to camp. Although the task seemed quite difficult and the terrain was quite steep, I was prepared to show the Canadians how to do so efficiently and safely. From that position, we were also rewarded a view of the summit that we would attack the following day.
Sir Michael Hunt arriving at camp, looking like it's been a long day.
Keep walking back all the way to the creek, Dave.
Look at you lads, you're looking absolutely spectacular.
I'm feeling absolutely spectacular,
We've had a great
buddy.
day.